Greetings, everyone. As we were preparing another live show, some news just broke. News which kind of went a long way in confirming some scoops that we have previously broken. And so we figured that that would be myself and Tom.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hello, everybody.
Would give you our hot takes on the news that just broke. And the news that just broke comes to us from Vanity Fair, who has a very, very exciting headline. And that headline reads, Ben Affleck will return as Batman in The Flash. Now, if you think back, if you've heard our earlier coverage, you know that Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman on film. He wasn't in the best movies, but in Batman v Superman, I felt that he was the best Batman, so I'm very happy about this. However, there is more here. Because, Tom, you noticed something else here, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to notice it, because really small underneath the headline here says his caped crusader will appear along with none other than Michael Keaton's in an upcoming movie, which explores the multiverse of DC comic heroes, which also confirms more reporting we did. What was it, roughly a month ago, month and a half?
Yeah, slightly more than that. And
but yeah,
fair, we weren't
burying the lead here. Holy crap! Yeah. The headline for this matter. So let's make it a little bit bigger to give it, it's just dues here. If you can kind of read Michael Keaton now. But yeah, Absolutely. The big news here, besides Ben Affleck returning, which, I mean, I think we all kind of figured was going to happen once the Snyder Cut kind of got announced, and we knew he said that he had to finish a few things. So we all were starting to assume, the cast is probably going to start coming back to do that. So, and we've been hearing other rumors about Affleck. More rumors about Affleck than Keaton, per se, I would say. So, I mean, this is kind of big news, more so to me, that Michael Keaton is coming back. I mean, Batman meets Batman. We got Batman in this movie, folks. And in most people's cases, the two best and favorite Batman. So, there you go. I mean, here we go. Well, this is big news.
Yeah, and to clarify one thing here, is that, of course, it has been widely reported in the trades that Michael Keaton was in talks, but that was just that he was in talks at the time. When those stories first broke, nothing was official. Here, Vanity Fair talks about it as if it's a done deal, that both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will be back as their respective Batmen in the Flash movie, also guest starring the Flash. And I say guest starring because although the article goes on to say that it's really the Flash's movie, honestly, who cares? You have Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, and they're both going to have significant screen time.
Well, it actually gets better than that, Andre. It's not Vanity Fair saying it. It's the director himself, Andy Muschietti of It fame, who's directing the new Flashpoint film that you're talking about. And they directly quote him in this article, which again feels like it's been buried in it. But other outlets are now picking up on this. Of course, by the time we drop this, I'm sure a few more have. But yeah, he speaks right here about his Batman in the film. Talking about Ben Affleck's Batman in a quote right here. He says his Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity, because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has and his jawline, but he's also very vulnerable. Muschietti also added that he knows how to deliver from the inside out and that he's vulnerable, and he just needs a story that allows him to bring the contrast in that balance. He has a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before. He also added that it's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie, and that's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who has been on both sides of the camera too. He understands. So this means this is a done deal, it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
They're already talking, and he says he was and then he goes on Affleck won't only be the only Batman coming back. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in Flash's movie will be figures we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman from the 1989 Tim Burton film is also set to appear in what Muschietti said it was a substantial part. So this is Muschietti saying this, folks.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty much confirmed. You can call this confirmation, right, Andre? I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Absolutely. This is confirmation. And indirectly, it confirms another thing. And by implication, also Mikey Sutton, by way of pop culture minefield, has confirmed that, or at least they have reported that Ezra Miller would not be fired, despite of his manhandling of Icelandic women. So they reported that, and here it's confirmed that he is still the Flash, something that they reported. And they also reported that she who cannot be named, but who poops into the bed of Johnny Depp, also has not been fired from Aquaman. So Aqua Lady probably still going to be there for Aquaman Part 2. Although that's not part of this story, then we can, by implication, guess that that's the case too. But again, let's not...
Do you mean this incident?
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Yeah, that would be the one. So he survived that one. Which, in a way, you can feel what you want about that, but it goes to show that not only are AT&T big fans, they're evidently not big on cancel culture.
Mm. Well, that's good. I mean, to a certain degree. I mean,
but let's stick to Batman and not get bury the lead ourselves. Rob, I want your thoughts on this now, because now Tom and I have been prattling. What are your thoughts on the Flash movie now featuring two Batman in addition to Ezra Miller's Flash, who's going to be there way in the casting list somewhere?
Well, if they do Flashpoint like everybody thinks they are, I mean, it's going to be. I think it'd be pretty good, because I'm familiar with the Flashpoint story. It's a good story. With
Muschietti pretty much confirming that here too as well.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really good story, and hey, we've hit peak Batman finally. We're having more than one Batman in a film. So, Michael Keaton returning as Batman is a very welcome surprise after all these years. I thought he would walk away. He walked away permanently from the role. Apparently not. And I'm curious to see what he does with it. And I did like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman. I thought he's one of the better Bruce Waynes we've had. That costume needs work, but seeing them on, if there's going to be a situation where they're on screen together, that's going to be something to see there, right there.
Yeah, Tom, your feelings on this?
Well, I mean, I love Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, I think we all are in agreement that was one of the highlights of BVS, sans seeing the DC or the Snyder Cut. I mean, yet I look at it this way: we got Batman back, folks. I mean, Ben Affleck's great, but Michael Keaton's always been my Batman.
This is a win-win. I mean, if you like Ben Affleck,
it's almost surreal. It's like
Keaton, he's back too. I mean,
well, yeah. And I love the point that Rob just made. We reached peak Batman, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like, how can you get to the point where you have more Batman than you already have?
Well, actually,
you have two in the same movie. That's how.
I can think of one way, because also buried in the leader, way at the bottom of this article.
Yeah, did you want to touch on that?
A little bit about the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman in director Matt Reeves' movie. And it's funny because earlier today, Matt Reeves, he released a tweet featuring two images, or two promotional images, which I believe were drawn by Jim Lee, and they were every bit as red and ugly as this picture right here. So I guess that red is a theme in this movie, and it was like one of the logo and another of Batman himself. And then I'm like thinking, who cares? Like, he tweeted that, but no one's going to care after this confirmation. And funny thing is that DC fandom doesn't begin until the 22nd. Now, 2 days before that, this is dropped. So this, I think, is like a maybe someone couldn't wait with the story or something. I don't know. But anyway,
that or maybe
honestly,
they don't want to get over. I was going to say overshadowed by this news.
or maybe they wanted to get out ahead of it right now.
Yeah.
And then they're going to drop a trailer for Matt Reeves' Batman that they expect is going to blow everyone away or something.
Well, good luck to them with that.
I don't know anything about a trailer because they haven't. They don't even resume filming until September. I don't even know if they have enough for a trailer.
Oh, I'm sure they can cut a trailer.
The big trailer. There's going to be the Snyder Cut trailer. I heard.
Andre, there's a saying in the world, amongst musicians, distortion covers up a multitude of sins. So to me, that's what all this red stuff is. I mean, they're covered.
Hang on, yeah, I'm gonna bring that up here. Hang on, the other new one, because I don't know if you've seen this yet, Rob. Because Rob doesn't sit on the internet all day like I do.
I do my share of internet surfing. Oh,
yeah, that's one of those.
Talk about red
Jim Lee pictures. The ugly red one I was talking about.
Oh dear God!
There's the logo, and they registered this bat symbol too, I guess.
Well, there's your 25% different bat symbol.
Well, it's something different.
How excited, Tom and Rob? How excited are you when you see this compared to?
Not very.
I was more excited to get my colonoscopy. I mean, kidding? Come on, it's.
He's probably not kidding either.
And as for me, I will say what I've been saying since the moment Matt Reeves was announced. I remain unconvinced. Maybe it's going to be the best Batman movie ever. Maybe Robert Pattinson is going to be the best Batman and Bruce Wayne ever. I'm not knocking him as an actor. Like, I'm way over Twilight. I forgive him for that. Every actor has to begin somewhere. He was amazing in Lighthouse, but I don't see him as Bruce Wayne, and nothing I have seen from this movie has so far convinced me that it's going to be good, and also nothing I've seen of Matt Reeves from before has convinced me in any way, shape, or form that he's going to be this amazing fit with Batman. On the contrary, I have grave concerns. So I hope to be proved to be wrong, but as of yet, I have questions, and I remain unconvinced that Matt Reeves' Batman is going to be all that.
Well, I mean, I did like his Planet of the Apes films. I don't mind the art aspect of this so much. It's just the red. The red, I think, makes it look like shit. Because otherwise, the art itself reminds me of the kind of stuff we used to see back in the day for like Batman Returns and Batman Forever for all the promotional art for that kind of stuff. Like, you know, that comic splash kind of look, you know, obviously getting actual comic artists to come in and do their rendition of said whatever Batman, whether it was Batman Returns or Forever or whatever. That it kind of reminds me of that, but at the same time, you have the other problems, and that is I don't like the Bat costume. That does not look like what we've seen so far, Pattinson. That looks so beefed up. That is more like the stunt double than it looks like Pattinson.
Yeah, but he has been beefing up. Like this story about him not wanting to go to the gym and everything. I think that was
that picture that I have of him. Though he looks like a sully little whatever.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I think that was? I think that was him giving us a sample of what his Bruce Wayne is going to be like.
No. I'm talking about the one where he's dressed like Batman right next to the Batmobile.
I don't want his Bruce Wayne. I want the Bruce Wayne from the comic book. Okay. I
agree. I agree. And that's why I remain unconvinced.
That's the whole thing. Oh, it's my interpretation. I'm like, I don't care about your interpretation. Okay.
I can't find that picture offhand, but it's one where he's standing next to the Batmobile and he's all slumped kind of over. He just looks all skinny and scrawny and un-Batman-ish.
Well, even if he takes 5 years to work out, that's still not going to change my fundamental issue that he isn't that type, and that I'm not talking about physique. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's the least of the
what kind of
problem.
physique does Michael Keaton have for playing Batman?
No,
I mean,
that's the least of the
that's the
problem. Yeah.
least of the issues. He's
Well,
the wrong type for the role, even if he's the best actor in the world, which I'm not, which he isn't, but he's really, really good. But to me, he's the wrong type. He's the wrong fit. But I could be wrong. I mean, I
well,
didn't think that Joaquin Phoenix was going to be a good fit with the Joker, but he was still amazing. And maybe
No,
the
and you're
team
right.
saw
You know,
me
you
away
had
the same way.
Christian Bale and Michael Keaton's another great example because he's only like 5'9" and he's not built. And Christian Bale wasn't like huge either for the Batman role. But that's not even the point. Those two still have qualities that I don't see in Pattinson.
Christian Bale has an on-screen presence that you granted the whole Batman voice was that was over the top. I mean, you know, but the Bruce Wayne stuff was great. You believed he was Bruce Wayne, and there is such a thing in Hollywood as casting against type. Michael Keaton as Batman / Bruce Wayne was casting against type at the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's going to work in the case of Robert Pattinson.
Well, the difference is Keaton was cast because Tim Burton knew you had to have somebody crazy enough to do it, and that's what Keaton was. Is he was the craziest person that Burton knew. So, like that just happened to work out that way. Yeah.
But guys, you know what I really, really look forward to with this, just to round it out. I look forward to the scene of Michael Keaton saying, "I'm Batman," to Ben Affleck's Batman responding, "No, I'm Batman." And they're all Batman. And every Batman should say, "I'm Batman," shouldn't they?
I'm Batman.
In fact, you should say that too, shouldn't you?
And you can with this awesome fucking shirt that we have right now available at Mixed Tees. So follow the link in the description and you can be Batman too.
I'm Batman.
I like your Keaton Batman. So yeah, check that out. We're definitely going to have more to say about this on Mead Live, which probably is going live right now if you're catching this early on. If not, hopefully you see that show as well, and we'll talk to you again soon about more Batman and Batfleck and Pattinson and everything else, I'm sure, right, Andre?
Absolutely. I mean, it's DC fandom this weekend. We have a Wonder Woman scoop dropping, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more where that came.
So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check in the description to get your I'm Batman t-shirt today.